Hello and welcome to Goa 365's continued coverage of the assembly elections, the cabinet portfolios, and today hopefully the final 3 ministers were sworn in. They are MGP, the allies of the BJP, Ramkrishna Sudhin Davlikar, and 2 BJP MLAs, Nilkant Holankar and Subhash Faldesai. Now with us to discuss this and the portfolios and the general cabinet and probably the future our senior journalist Gurudas Sawant. Welcome. Another senior journalist Ashley Do Rosario. Ashley, welcome. And a member of Civic Society, a lawyer and a regular on our show, Advocate Siddharth Samant. Samant, welcome. Now I would like to open it out before I give I would like to open it out directly. Samant, please talk to us about. We can go backwards, like how we write a story from today's. We go back to last time swearing in, then to the government and the elections. Sarba.
नाही फाटले 8 दीस बोवाळ चलतालो की आलेख रजनाल्ड सायन्स मागीर डॉक्टर चंद्रकांत शेट्ये आनी सुदीन ढवळीकर ह्या तिगांयक मंत्रीपद मेळटलें अशें बोवाळ चलतालो आनी ताजेर BJPच्या लोकांनी कांयच सांगूंक नाशिल्लें हय ना कांयच आनी अशें वातावरण अशें निर्माण जाल्लें की MGPचो जो सुदीन ढवळीकर आहा पळय ताका घेवचो न्ही म्हणून बऱ्याच लोकांनी सामको BJPचे जवळ ऑलमोस्ट एवरीबडी इन्क्लुडींग द प्रेसिडेंट ते अपोज टू हीज इंडक्शन एज अ मिनिस्टर. मागीर दिसतालें अशें की ताका सोडून आनी एक आमचो तो म्हांदाचो आमदार आहा पळय ताका घेतलें काय कितें. पण आयज जेन्ना एक घटना घडून आयल्या सकाळीं फाटले दीस एक कितें एक प्रकारची अशी एक वातावरण निर्माण जाल्लें कोण जातलो काय म्हूण ते जे आज सोंपला विशय आनी सुदीन ढवळीकर मगोचो राष्ट्रीय काँग्रेस पार्टीचो आनी BJPचे 2 जाण निळकंठ हळर्णकर आनी सुभाष फळदेसाय. अशें पळोवन गेलें जाल्यार सुभाष फळदेसायक ऑलरेडी डेप्युटी स्पिकर केलो. BJPक जर ताका मिनिस्टर करपाचो आसलो न्ही तर 4 दिसां पयलीं किंवा 5 दिसां पयलीं ताका डेप्युटी स्पिकर निवडून हाडपाक गरज नाशिल्ली. पण अशें दिसता की BJPचे सामकें ठरूंक नासलें कोणाक करचो काय म्हणून आनी निमाणे वेळाचेर आतां सुभाष फळदेसाय म्हाका फावर चड लागलो प्रेशर खूब वाडलो आनी ताका मिनिस्टर केला आतां नवीन पुन्हा हाजें डिसिजन घेवचें पडलें डेप्युटी स्पिकराचें आनी त्या भायर आयज मिनिस्ट्री जाली. आतां पळोवंक गेल्यार फाटले 8 दीस CMाक टायम आशिल्लो ह्या 3 नव्या मंत्र्यांक कितें पोस्ट पळोवन दिवपाचें काय म्हूण आनी तेजेन थंय येतालें हायकमांड मान्यताय घेवं येताली पण तशें कांय जावंक ना. कारण आज जेन्ना स्वेरिंग इन सेरेमनी जाली पळय तेन्ना तेंचे आजून पोर्टफोलियो डिक्लेअर जावंक ना. म्हणजे अजून तांकां खंयची पोस्ट दिवपाचें हाजेर तांचो म्हाका थोडो वाद चल्ला काय कितें अशें पळय म्हाका दिसून येता.
Ashley.
Yeah, so I look at it in a slightly different point of with a different perspective exactly. One of the reasons why I think they have tilted towards Subhash Faldesai instead of Chandrakant Shetye or Reginald is because there is this complexity of the cabinet that it is a non-BJP cabinet. When there was these 8 ministers in SAWANT, other than SAWANT and to some extent Nilesh Kabral, the remaining 7 ministers were non-BJP until this previous election. So there was pressure from within the cadre that somebody of ours should be given while giving outside people. So that is one reason why I think they have made Subhash Faldesai resign as a deputy speaker and inducted him in the cabinet today. Nilkant, again it's community politics, it's caste and community politics.
He comes from a very strong community.
Yeah, he comes from a politically
prominent,
numerically politically important community of the Kharvi Samaj, and there has been no representation to Kharvi Samaj in the BJP. So that could be one of the reasons why they have opted for Nilkant. And Reginald they have sacrificed because I don't see Reginald being inducted as in the cabinet being of that much of political importance for the BJP other than they being able to give Salcete some representation. So that's it. I think the BJP wanted to correct this impression that this is a cabinet of people that we have imported and not our own cabinet. That is why Subhash Desai has made it. In spite of having already been the deputy speaker, they made him resign as deputy speaker and inducted him.
Dudar, what do you feel?
I agree with Ashley. Subhash Desai is a long time loyalist of BJP, so his induction is a correct and appropriate step according to me. Rest of the ministers, I think they have taken various factors into consideration, like representation of a particular caste, which is politically significant, one point. Then I'm sure these ministries have also considered the next and upcoming Lok Sabha elections as to how these dynamics will favor a party and how would it be relevant and how to use it for the purpose of securing both the seats, that is in North Goa as well as I'm sure even that also must have been in the back of mind while distributing this portfolio. And third, I feel basically when MLAs are elected, they also have their own inclinations. People have their own supports, powers which they derive from, say, pressure groups or something. So I'm sure that also plays a certain role in giving a particular ministry to a particular. So it's a combination of all these factors that we see these three people from different political spectrum. As far as Davoikar is concerned, that probably was because that name was never in dispute. It was matter whether he would be inducted at the inception. People would discuss whether he would get it at the last time or this time. What ministry will be allotted to them is something we have to see in days to come. But as far as other two is concerned, I am sure they have looked into all these three factors and have made their choice.
Saurabh, one point I would like to bring up, right, as we discuss, then we'll go into others. In fact, one point is that certain talukas, certain they were not representative.
Yeah.
Ek Salcete, which BJP anyway is weak, but this time BJP and its whatever allied, supported allies, have done well, and BJP itself has won in Naveli. Second, Pedne. Because they Doni into not represented, and given that Lok Sabha is
correct, yeah.
Is very close, and before that are the Panchayat election. Reason, logic.
BJP हाजे पहिले नावेलीचो आमदार असलो पहिले हावेटन फुताडो ताका मिनिस्टर केलो, thinking that that will help BJP to win over Salcete people. त्यानंतर Philip Nair Rodriguez, he was made minister earlier. Again last time he was given admission in BJP and made minister. The last moment he refused to contest on BJP ticket, and that has not helped the BJP. Both this time I think earlier there was a demand from people from Naveli that Ullas Tuekar, who is the only BJP MLA from Salcete, should be made minister. But since he is a newcomer, I think they have not taken him. आणि BJPचे हेंका आता अलेक्स रेजिनाल्ड पळय आहा न्ही, ताका जर मिनिस्टर केल्लो जायत तर दॅट वूड हॅव हेल्प हिम इन हीज क्वेश्चन टू मेक इट पोजिशन स्ट्रॉंगर. परंतु BJP ताचो काय फायदो जावचो नासलो. इट्स ओके फॉर लास्ट 5 years, though he was a congressman, very outspoken and all that, but he was very close to Congress, BJP ministers, chief minister and all that. So they wanted to make him, but I think the High Command has objected. The people from Salcete say that if you make a minister, there is no hope for BJP to win any seat in Salcete, because this time they have got a seat in Naveli. It is just fluke. There was a fight between three, like Valanka and our BJP ex-Congress leader and all that, and because the votes were divided, and that's why Ullas Tuekar was elected.
No,
so that will not help BJP.
No, but right now it is Lok Sabha. And in Lok Sabha, एक party last time, not the previous time, Lok Sabha जिंकलेले BJP. One. Second thing, Sudhin Davaikar has been specifically taken, according to our sources, pressure from center because of Lok Sabha, not for any other reason. Now Salcete in Kurtori itself, BJP has got X seats, X number of votes.
Yeah.
In Naveli, BJP has got X number of votes. Everywhere BJP has got X number of votes. So in case BJP wants to win in South Goa, not only Sudin, because anyway, according to me, I don't know how far that is.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
Tumi Pongde, that in Sudin's constituency, assembly teka matele, but for Lok Sabha they will vote for Modi. They are not going to vote for Congress. This is what. But in Salcete,
Yeah.
possibly, I'm talking. See,
Correct, yeah.
I would agree with you, but representation could be little different.
नाही regional is a ministerial law नाही.
Uh,
They have to not help in other constituencies नाही.
in Salcete, na?
ना कुठतरी त्याचं सगळं होल्ड हा पळय दॅट इज कुठतरी ओनली ही कॅनॉट इन्फ्लुएन्स अ वोटर फ्रॉम नावेली or Hathoda.
That I would
See,
disagree.
I'll tell you,
Ashley.
he has
Yeah.
a point.
Huh.
Sawant has a point. Let us take the example of that election when Sardin was the candidate the last time,
Hmm.
and you had people like Churchill and all openly revolting.
Hmm.
Okay,
Hmm.
Churchill couldn't give
Couldn't do
the
much.
BJP any advantage in Bengal.
Yeah.
So it doesn't work that way. In Salcete, at least in those five or six of those constituencies, it doesn't work.
Except
that way.
Madgaon and
Except Margaon,
Hathoda.
Hathoda,
Yeah.
and little bit of Kugoli.
Four actually. Four it doesn't work.
Now it is Naveli.
Naveli,
But then
they always
Naveli,
have-
that
4,000
4,500 votes was
Ashil,
always there for
Ashil,
BJP.
of
They used to
course.
always get, whether it is
Right.
Lok Sabha or Assembly, they used to get those votes.
नाही आणि सेकंडली दे हॅव टेकन ढवळीकर
Hmm.
पण ताका जे डिपार्टमेंट जाय आसले पोर्टफोलियो जाय आसलो पळय तो ताका जाय आसलो PWD. ही हॅज बीन होल्डिंग इट फॉर लास्ट 3-4 terms.
3-4 governments.
Yeah,
Across the
3-4
parties.
terms. This time it has been given to somebody else. So भितरल्यान तो तितलो कितलो काम करतलो पळय फॉर BJP. I am doubtful.
See, last time
I don't
also.
think Madgai it will go
No,
that way.
no,
no, unless he takes it
I will
because-
tell you how I look at it.
Hmm.
See, instead of giving a ministry and focusing only on, say, Salcete,
Hmm.
because in any case there are bare minimum votes which BJP gets in every party in every election constituency in Lok Sabha election.
Hmm.
Instead of them, it makes more sense that you give ministry to Kepe, Kankon, Sange, and garner more votes there, because at least there is a possibility of you elevating your position from what you had last time. As far as Salcete, I see what
That's
should
a
have
good
happened.
point.
It's a different matter. But I am saying from political point of view, as only Lok Sabha in mind.
But
By
you are
giving
talking about like a central leader now. You're not
No,
talking
no, I wish somebody takes a note. I wish somebody takes a note. I wish somebody takes a
See,
note.
it's a double-edged sword, you know. but
Yeah,
What
exactly.
I am saying is, I think Daulikar is an insurance for them for the South Goa seat.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Of course.
Because
that goes without saying.
take the
And not
last-
local, it is from the central
Take the
level.
last result. Last
Ah.
result, your Sardin won by 9,000. That was what he got in Madkai.
I see.
Yeah, that was correct.
That is what Sardin got in Madkai. And if Sudin had not vocally supported Sardin, he was gone. Your Savaikar would have won again.
So it is close. that
Yeah,
means.
it is
Yeah.
hardly.
So
any-
my point was there are now you're underlining my point. My point is today with the breakup of votes in Salcete, it would make more sense for the BJP to concentrate in Salcete. Okay, anyway, that is open for discussion. Wait, I think we've let's get on to the portfolios first.
Yeah.
Then we'll get on to the others. We will this. What I'm saying is now look at the portfolios. Sarbab, you had spoken about PWD.
Yeah.
One. Now Vishwajit probably today is the most powerful minister.
He is.
As
He
far
is-
as-
he's a material for CM post now. So they have to make him.
Yeah, but that again could be a double-edged sword. You must see how that works. Movin also has got same except for industries. Ravi Naik agriculture. Ravi Naik wants to export water, but anyway. Nilesh Kabral is going to be somebody under the spotlight because of PWD, and Subhash Shirodkar maybe to Rohan County tourism. And Sarbat,
Yeah.
you start. What do you feel?
नाही कितें जाता जाचे कडेन PWD आसता पळय तो सगळो विकास आमी कितें विकास म्हणजे कितें आसता रस्ते पूल उदक आनी
Power is with CM.
हाजे पयलीं कितें जाल्लें की जेन्ना वेन ढवळीकर वॉज PWD मिनिस्टर सगळीं हातलीं कामां आसलीं पिरोळची मतदारसंघांतलीं थंय गोविंद गावडे वॉज ऑल्सो मिनिस्टर ताजी सगळीं कामां तो हाडून दवरतालो आनी वॉज ओपनली सेयींग इट गोविंद गावडे
Yes.
तशें जाचे कडेन PWD आसता पळय, ही इज द किंग, ही इज अ रियल डेव्हलपर लायक. सो हांवें कितें जालां, इट हॅज गॉन निलेश काब्राल. सो एवरीबडी हॅज टू गो अँड रिक्वेस्ट हिम, मातशें म्हाजो साको एक आहा तो काम कर, हें मातशें 5 लाखाचें काम आहा कर. आनी तांणी जर थंय ना म्हटलें किंवा जर फायल पेंडींग दवरली जाल्यार इट गोज न्ही. सो त्या खातीर हें काम जर ढवळीकर आशिल्लें पोर्टफोलिओ तर सगळे ताचे कडेन वतले आसले. आतां कितें जालां, आनी सगळ्यांचे बजेटूय व्हडलें आसता. एवरीबडी इज इंटरेस्टेड इन हीज डुईंग वर्क. आतां कितें जालां की ते ढवळीकर तो पोर्टफोलिओ खंयचो दिलो न्ही, एकूच उरला म्हत्वाचो म्हणल्यार तो इलेक्ट्रिसिटी हें पावर ताका दिल्यार थोडे कितें लोकांक कामाक म्हूण मेळटलीं. नाजाल्यार बाकी खंयचे उरल्यात ते पोर्टफोलिओ पळय तातूंत तशें सगळ्या कडेन संबंद येना.
Which other portfolios? major?
Education is there, social welfare is there.
एज्युकेशन लोकांचो संबंध येना.
Social welfare is there.
Yeah.
तुझे हे पळय
RDA.
सगळे,
No, RTA केली न्हू.
लाडली लक्ष्मी,
Yeah.
all that comes under social welfare.
दयानंद सामाजिक सुरक्षा आणि ऑल दोज आहा
Yes,
पळय,
yes.
गृह
Pension
आधार,
schemes, all those.
गृह आधार आणि ऑल
Gurra Aadhar, all these comes under social.
यू कॅन हेल्प.
As far as those social welfare schemes are concerned, I have, of course, I am not putting any bets anywhere, but I think it will go to somebody from BJP. I feel.
Yes, I agree with him.
I feel
Subhash
will get
Yes, I
that
totally agree
because
with
it's very unlikely that they would give it to, because
Yes.
these are pet schemes of
main
BJP.
schemes on
Yes,
which-
these are
Yeah.
authored by BJP.
Yes.
So I don't think so that they would. It would be very difficult for me to
Even
consider
that Swayampuram and all will come under that only.
that scheme.
So those were, that is a report
yes,
card of
yes,
the BJP.
yes. So now
Subhash.
question is, of course, this is wild guess. So the question is whether he
Educated
gets
guess.
education, he may, and power. Either of these two things. Education more likely is what I feel. Education more likely than power is what I
Sudhin.
feel. As far as Sudhin is concerned.
No, they will not give. See, there's another problem
That is
with
another
BJP
thing.
and education. They will never give education to a non-BJP.
Then it will be only power. Doesn't look like any.
They have never done it.
And they have changed the policy also. no?
Yes.
Yeah.
They will never give education because it's very crucial for the
Crucial.
BJP
Yeah.
everywhere.
No, the only option is that he has to join BJP.
BJP.
Unless
If
he
he merges
Yeah.
merges is a
MGP to
different thing.
BJP, then probably.
Saurabh, you are the best person to tell us whether that likely to happen or no.
न्ही म्हाका जे दिसता पळय
Saurabh is the best person.
MG पार्टीचे भवितव्य पळय आसले न्ही
Yeah.
ते आतां सामकें कमी जात गेलां. महत्व
कमी हो का बर?
आतां कितें बाय आमचो
I'm putting you on the
लक्ष्मीकांत
spot,
वार्तेकारान
Saurabh.
लक्ष्मी पासून बंड केलें म्हणून थंय जीत तालुका निवडून आयला. नाल्यार देव वॉज नो होप सोपटे किंवा पाचव्या पंड येवपाचे. लास्टाक एक उरता तो मडकय कोणूय आयले तरी ते ढवळीकराचे सामकें तें हें जावन पडला. थंय तो येतलोच. पण एक आमदार लायक विजय सरदेसाय एकटोच आमदार
Yeah,
जाता.
I want to talk about
That
that.
party has no भवितव्य म्हाका आसा तें दिसना म्हाका. सो इट इज बेटर अर्लियर ही जॉयन्स BJP आनी तांचे सगळे विचार आहा पळय सगळे विचार दोगांचे एकूच आहा ते ऑल
Philosophically, it's
Yeah.
the same party. Correct.
Ideology.
Ideologically, it's the same party.
Correct.
But as I said, if I give my example, at one time I was working in Philips company. I changed my job to this institution which conducts SSC and 12th exam. Now, what did I see? Prospects. So, ultimately, Dawlikar or anybody while changing job or going from business to job or from job to business, why does a person do? He will see if there are better prospects. So, if he has a better offer at the hand, I don't think so. This is. So I think for good reasons, I would use that. I will be very conservative in using that word. For good reasons, I see in very near future that the party would be merged in BJP. That's my personal.
You feel or you don't?
I feel that it would be done.
And what about
What offer
Goa
you-
forward?
Goa forward.
And
is-
Digambar Kamath.
They have already news that Vijay Sardesai is in contact with BJP leaders.
I'm sure they have been in contact before the elections. I don't know. I don't want
As far
you
as
just shouting
as far
tomorrow.
as see, these are all speculations.
लोकल पार्टीज आहा पळय MGP आणि गोवा फॉरवर्ड
आणि RG आसा आता आणि कोण आसा?
आजी भितर डिफरंट हे ते त्यांचे एकूण काम आहा पद्दत पळय ते लायक शिवसेना
हम्म,
गोवा फॉर गोवन्स
हम्म,
किंवा आनी अशे विशय आहा पळय.
हम्म, locally.
सो या आनी तांची त्या खातीर ते खंय तरी मातशे लोकांक ते आवडटात आतां. कारण कितें जालां की आमी आतां पळयतात सगळे परिस्थिती बिकट जायत चला दिसान दीस. एवरीबडी इज सपोर्टींग हें. सो दॅट रिव्होल्युशन गोवन पार्टी पळय आहा न्ही दॅट वील सर्वायव. दे वील इम्प्रूव
कितले जावपाचे ते पळोवपाचे
कितले
5, 10, 15 पळोवपाचे
पण MGP आणि गोवा फॉरवर्ड म्हणटा पळय तांचे भवितव्य जवळ जवळ सोंपल्यान जमा आहा.
which is sad for MGP, but anyway, actually, wait, this is now a point I'm taking from our earlier this. Then I think, Dr. we have been discussing this. Goa has got a place for 2 national parties. I'm not getting into which national parties, and that we will keep for another day. But I add one thing to you, and one local party, which South Baba is. So now that 2 national parties, one is BJP, okay, for the next so many years, and it can be Congress or up. There are no other national parties. I don't think NCP has got anything. And second, more interesting, there is place for between 5 to 11 seats for a local party, which is who now? Goa Forward, MGP or RG? Actually, Sang, what you do, how much you agree, how much you disagree?
So see,
first national.
See, first of all there are 2 poles in Goa's politics. You know, right from 63, first you had MG, UG, 2 poles. Then UG went, Congress came there.
These are local.
MG continued to be one of the major poles.
You're talking about that.
BJP did not replace MG when Congress replaced UG. Okay. BJP, when it began replacing the MGP, it took them almost 15 years to replace MGP as the main pole.
More, yes.
Main pole. But after BJP replaced MGP, MGP continued to be a regional player.
By minor.
2 seats, 3 seats, 4 seats, whatever it was. But they continued to be there. Like the first election that MGP and BJP did not contest together, MGP got 4 seats.
So what is saying?
In 99.
So what is saying?
So MGP took that smaller force in the Goa's polity.
So regional. And national became?
National became BJP Congress. No?
So now Congress is in?
Now Congress, see again, I said this in our last discussion. Congress has outlived its shelf life in Goa's polity. If you look at, I'll tell you why. I'm only going by history. I'm not going by the present. I'm only going by history. I'm not going by the present situation of the Congress or present.
I think this needs half an hour
for the simple reason that your UG as one of the 2 major poles survived for 18 years. Okay. MG
more than
as a ruling and as a thing survived for a little more, 26 years. Okay. Congress has crossed 40 years.
We will stop
from 1980.
We will stop this. This discussion is for next. We cannot have this discussion. It's all about. Let us.
As far as national parties are concerned, for now at least it's BJP and Congress. Whatever we may say, Congress is dying.
That's what I'm saying.
But we'll wait for it to die.
Yes, it's still got 20% there.
Yes, and as far as local party is concerned, yes, to an extent RG will take. RG will, but RG, I don't think manner in which they play their politics, unless they change substantially their dynamics of politics.
Narrative.
Yes, it is very difficult for them to to have their MLAs in more than 2-3 constituencies. They cannot go more than 4-5 because each constituency has its appeal. And they do not fit.
That's what I'm saying.
They
5
do
to
not
8
fit.
seats, 5 to 11 seats. I mean, I'm not saying more than that.
See, 11
No,
is the
total local. Total is between 5 to 11.
Yes,
Whoever it comes, MG 1, 2, RG.
out of these maybe 2-3, that's the maximum thing this they can go, because thereafter it's very unless they change it. See, there has to be a party. Now they do not even tell you what they're only Pogo cannot be the
we will next week start up here, and I'm like running out of time.
I agree with others that at national level is going to be BJP and Congress for another 10 years.
Minimum.
I think Congress will be in Goa as a second largest party. Another 1 or 2 elections.
At least.
Yeah.
It's not going to finish.
Local parties, as far as I am concerned, MGP is finished. Goa Forward is also finished. So the only option for the public people is the regional Revolutionary Government Party.
Or some other party like say
No, because other parties have tried. What has happened now? When they contest the election, everybody has taken them lightly. Even I thought,
Without
what
any-
they will do, get
Congress took
500,
them most lightly
yeah,
and paid-
500, 1,000 votes they will get.
Yeah.
But one of the candidate have won. This
And others came
yeah.
very 5,000,
Yeah.
3-4 people.
Valpai, that fellow got about 10.
No, Valpo is a different case. There was no
Yeah.
opposition. एकूच आशिल्ली ना,
Yeah.
राजी was.
नाही पण तरी असताना विश्वास असताना त्या मतां घालप.
Oh, he's a big.
वाळपयचे लोक ते खाशेक सोडून
Yeah, it's a
साऱ्या
big.
मनशाक म्हणटा घालता पळय.
Yeah.
आय
They
थिंक
don't even know.
next election that party will go cross at least 7 to 8 seats.
This is my thing.
Yeah.
Also. Okay, guys. Thanks a lot. Now we'll have this. I promise you next week we will have this discussion because I'm also very interested in this, especially given that Lok Sabha a very dynamic stage. But I tend to agree with Sawant Bab on this. I tend to agree almost 90% on what Sawant Bab is saying on this. Thanks, guys. One thing I would like to point before we end, that it is very important for this BJP government to deliver.
That is
Because
what-
the chief minister now is no longer somebody, he's won, he's got 20 seats, probably more than even the BJP internal survey. They were talking about 18, 19 seats, everybody thought. 20 seats he's got on his own. So today, if they don't deliver, if they start creating confusions like that, JMC Dean and all that, it's going to be, people are actually going to blame him, I think, the chief minister more than anybody else. So probably this is the time when you have to learn to walk the talk, I feel, for this government if it's going to be able to do anything in the next. And it's got I think the exams are coming in 24, the first exam.
Parliament.
Parliament. So we'll see. Yeah, thanks Gurdas Bab.
Thank you.
Dr. Ashley, thank you very much. It's been interesting, and keep watching Goa 365.